Well, hello, Joanne from Navigate Biz, and I'm sure Nick will join me soon. This is one of our regular lives, and we're to Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube today, as well as Clubhouse. Hey, welcome to Navigate Biz. And the conversation today is find the right people for your business. Now, Nick and I often speak about this, and we had this conversation actually today in the importance of, even at startup phase, of having the right people around you. So hi Janelle, how are you? Welcome. I can see Janelle is on Clubhouse, so I'm multitasking here. So Janelle, you are welcome to join the conversation. And if you want to put your hand up, I'm more than happy to have you join the conversation. But I'll just keep talking for the moment. The importance of having the right people in your business. Now, one of the elements of that is, we are all faced with a myriad of white noise in social media. And I would suggest to you that all of us are connecting on social media to some platforms, to some followers, to some organizations, etc., that don't serve us for the purpose of running our business. So one of the things that we speak about in this subject, finding the right people for your biz, is actually filtering out the negative, filtering out those people, platforms, influences in your life that don't serve you for the growth of your business and for the attention you need to give your business. And sometimes it can be people who are close. Now, I get it. Sometimes it's hard to separate yourself from your family, and that's a tough one, even friends, close friends. But even if at this point you create an awareness that there are people and their comments don't serve you, so at least have the awareness that that is the situation and don't take it on board. Don't take those comments on board. Hey, Kathy. So we got Janelle and Kathy here. Welcome on Clubhouse. Pop your hand up if you'd like to join the conversation. I'm streaming this through to Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, so we're being rather clever today. But pop your hand up. Happy to have you join the conversation. No problem at all. So yes, filter those people, those organizations, those platforms that don't serve you, to, just distance yourself from them, because, as a business owner, you've got to really focus on what's important, and for those people who can give you credible feedback, etc. And as I said, if there are those people in your family or your circle that you can't distance from, simply be aware that their comments you don't need to take on board. And, you can just say, yeah, that's cool. Thanks very much. Let's talk about something else. Moving on. The other aspect, and I can see Kent is on LinkedIn. So thanks, Kent. I appreciate your comments. 100%. Good to hear you on the live streaming. Thank you. The next area that I want to talk about, and this is even at startup and in every stage of your business, is surrounding yourself with the right people in your business. Now, again, there are going to be people that you need to have, and they are accountants, bookkeepers, potentially legal people, IT, marketing, every aspect of business that you don't have the skill set, or there is a gap in your skills that you need to fill by people that you surround yourself with. And as importantly, mentor or mentors. So you don't need to have just one at any given time or at any point during your business. Like, I know I've had multiple mentors across my business life, and they've come and gone. They've been different people. And mentors can even be people that you've not actually met, but they could be authors. They could be podcasters. They could be people who can actually give you information that is credible, that they have, that they have the skill set that you need. They have the ability to build your skill sets, and if you're interacting them one-on-one, can hold you accountable. So I know there's a lot of small businesses out there that even at early stage, startup stage, they might think this is over the top. Now, I'm going to take you to the big end of town, corporate. Now, they have boards. We're all aware of that. They have large boards. We all hear about, hey, Nick, how you doing?
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Good. So we're being rather clever here, Nick. We're doing Clubhouse. We're doing Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and YouTube. So we have someone interacting with us on LinkedIn, and we have the lovely Janelle and Kathy on Clubhouse. So we're being very clever.
Hello, Janelle, and hello, Kathy.
Yes.
Hope everybody's well and off to a flyer at the start of the week.
Indeed. So I was just talking about, Nick, I wanted to take everybody to the big end of town, corporate, who have, we're all aware they have boards, they have all these people to hold the business accountable. Now, there's a reason they do that at the big end of town, because it works. So what we believe is that is something that you just don't leave at the big end of town. You should put it into your business, even at startup, before you launch. Get your advisory board. Now, this advisory board, as I said, might bookkeeper, lawyer, accountant, etc. They may not be people that you financially commit to reach out to them every month, but at least have done the research and find the people that you can rely on, that you can call on as you need. Now, your bookkeeper and accountant you should be speaking to every month anyway. And I know Nick and Kathy will be putting their hand up saying, yes, you're absolutely right. So, even at the early infancy stage of your business, these people who may come and go will be able to fill the gaps in your skills, but also you want these people to hold you accountable.
Yeah, look, I think the key thing is as a business owner, you want to have someone that you can reach out to, hey, potentially through the day, but certainly, at the end of the day, on the drive home, or as you're closing down and going through those last emails, who are the people that you can call to talk about your business, to talk about your day? And, that can be on an informal basis. So it's really important that you've got some open channels of communication. That's number one.
Yep.
If you don't have a business partner, it's people beyond that you can speak to about your business. And then point number two is, who are those people?
Yep.
That, you start off, you just need someone, right?
Yes.
And then the next step is then qualifying those people, honing in, fine-tuning who those people are, so that you're raising the quality of those people all the time. As you mentioned before, certainly in a medium and large-size business, the CEO is very rarely left to their own devices. They have a group of 6, 8 or more people that they can ring on a regular basis, not just a board meeting, but through the course of the month. They've got people that they can speak to about what's going on in the business. Running a business is tough.
Yep.
We say that there's no lonelier place to be than as a small business owner, because you don't have these other, most small businesses don't have these people to tap into. Exactly. And you've got to make sure that you do that. It's a great tool for you.
Indeed. And so the next piece that I want to cover is, get yourself into business communities. Now, the lovely Janelle and Kathy are already part of the Navigate business community. And so they are a collection of business owners who are going through the same journey, experiencing similar things, or maybe they've experienced and come out the other end. There's mentors sitting in there like myself, Nick and myself. But, what business community can you jump into and connect with? Because as Nick said, business ownership is it's incredibly lonely. So you need to find your tribe, if you will. And the lovely thing is, as I said, we've got the Navigate Biz community, but find your tribe that you can connect with other business owners that can also form that function for you. Oh, look, I've just built this landing page. What do you think about it? Or I've just got this issue with this staff member. Have you had this sort of issue before? And bouncing ideas. And there's nothing more satisfying than getting together with other like-minded business owners who are on a similar journey, or going through a business growth strategy, that they can share their ideas. So this is not about grabbing ideas from one another and running off with that brilliant idea and implementing it yourself. It's about having a true connected business relationship with other business owners that you can bounce ideas off, right? Because they're going through a similar sort of thing as you. And, as I said, ideally it's, Navigate Biz. We've got myself and Nick, we've been there, done that. We can guide the conversation with the other business owners, but there's, so many things, so many benefits in being part of that business community, not just your circle of influence, your mini board of directors. This is just taking it to the next level again.
And no better example than this.
Yep.
Hey, look at this. Towards the end of the day, whether this is as you're winding up or on your drive home, yep. Jumping into Clubhouse here, or what have you got? About 15 other
yes.
people running live
Yeah.
where you can interact with us.
Yeah.
You know, like, and we do this is nearly every day.
Yeah.
And so you've got the ability to jump in here, or whether it's a Facebook Live as we jump in, just to go through, hey, look, you know, we're going through this situation or that situation. That is a really important outlet. One, to get the weight of the world off your shoulders, but two is just to get some other ideas. Like, hey, you know, what else have you done? Have you been in a similar situation? What did you do at that time?
Exactly. The sharing of experiences, right? So, you know, building the team, surrounding yourself with the right people, you might be at the point that you're looking to put staff on. Now, you know, one of the really critical pieces that you should already have in place in your business is understanding what are your values, what's the mission of the business, what's the big goal. And these things need to be in place, I feel, before you even think about bringing people into your business to work in it. And that could be employees, casual, part-time, contractors, because there's nothing better. And I know Kent on LinkedIn here, I know he's a recruiter, somebody that I've met a long time ago. I'm sure he'll resonate with this, in that if you can articulate where the business is going, what the business values are, what is not negotiable in your brand and your values of your business, and when you're interviewing people to see if there's alignment, because when you have alignment, there's a better connection with that staff member, you know, and putting on staff is a costly experience, not just the salary, but the on cost, but the training and all those things. So you want to make a good decision. And you might outsource it to the people like Kent and other people that are out there doing a wonderful job in recruitment. But if you can share with those suppliers, or even if you're doing it yourself, share where the business is going, share the one-page business plan. And that way, then you're attracting the right people to work in the business as well. So it looks, I thought, Nick, you might have been about to jump in to say something. So I'll keep going. So I guess, you know, this is, we can make this short and sweet. The first item that I spoke about was filter out the people that don't serve you in your business and your life. But if you can't do that, at least have the awareness that they don't, and don't take on board the feedback that maybe isn't relevant. Consider who you can put in as your circle of influence, your networking circle, your mini board of directors, whoever that may be, mentors, accountants, bookkeepers, finance, IT, marketing. Who are those people that you can count on to give them a call, bounce ideas, hold you accountable? And then have a plan towards what is the team going to look like coming in? And therefore, between now and that point, work on what the mission for the business is, the values for the business is, and so you can share that with any incoming people so that there's alignment. That I feel really tidies that up really nicely. Nick, have you got anything else to add?
Oh, look, hey, the clearer and more transparent you are around what you're trying to achieve, who you are, why you're doing that, you're just going to, it's the old saying, birds of a feather flock together. You're going to attract people that you know, that have got a similar ethos to you. Not necessarily do things the same way, but they carry the same values, and that's really important. It's important both with suppliers, internally with your own workers, and also externally with your customers, to make sure that you've got those same people there. I see we've got a couple of boot campers there between Kathy and Janelle, and I really encourage you guys to reach out and amongst the Biz Boot Camp Facebook group there, and you know, between Kathy and Janelle, you know, share your experiences there. You know, I think you guys would get, you know, a lot of value by reaching out to that Biz Boot Camp Facebook there. I really encourage you to connect.
Indeed. Kathy, I brought you up. You put your hand up. So, yeah, jump into the conversation.
Hey, Kathy.
Hi, Nick. Hi, Joanne. How are you?
Very well.
All I was going to add to it, but Nick already just did, was that it's not just in addition to staffing and your board of directors, but it's also the customers you're working with.
Yes.
Make sure, like, if you've got clients like I do, then I did go through a stage where I filtered out those that weren't aligning with my values. And because I think that's very important as well. You've got to make sure that you've got people that you're working for that are also on the same page as you.
Oh, you're dead right there, Kathy. Absolutely nailed it. Like, and it's the same whether it's suppliers, customers, staff. Be prepared to say no. Be prepared to have people move on, and if you need to exit them out, but be prepared to move on to another supplier, another customer, because there's nothing worse than having a misalignment with what the intention of the business is. I see we have somebody start with the name of S, so you're welcome to join the conversation. Thank you for jumping into this clubhouse. But you're absolutely right, Kathy. It's everybody that you're connected with in your business. They need to be aligned. And so why not share the vision and the purpose and the values of the business to your customers?
Yes, absolutely agree.
Wonderful.
It's all got to work together. You've got to stay focused to your why at all times to make sure that that's the path that your business stays on, and then it'll grow and grow and grow. You'll just that passion will continue to stay ignited within you. Yeah,
and as you say, that ignition of that fire in your belly keeps you going, right? There are days that aren't so great, days that are awesome, but when you can tap into your why, that keeps you going. That gets you to pick up the phone one more time.
And let's just also recap on that mentor piece, or as we talked about that mini board of directors, those people that you turn to. Make sure that you've got an objective bunch that keep you accountable there. I'm not just talking about maybe your mum, dad, or your brother or sister, or your best friend, but people that can objectionally give you the information that you need, or give you an answer without just trying to protect you or making you feel better, but actually telling you what's going to give you the better result. Like, hey, maybe I think you should really think about that, and maybe is that going to be the right thing? Maybe have a look at a different path. What other options have you got? Rather than just telling you how hard you're working and how much you deserve everything, but actually making you think a little harder. To try and come up with some other options and potentially a better answer.
So I think what speaks to that as well, Nick, is that when you are asking for that feedback, be prepared to receive the feedback and take it on board. So don't put up barriers to go, oh, they're just criticizing me again, or they keep checking me. Look at it as an opportunity to look at something from a different perspective. So being involved in these types of networks and mentoring arrangements, you need to have a growth mindset. You need to see the opportunity in the information that's being shared with you.
This is all about getting better. Yep. It's not about feeling better and how clever we are about how much we know.
Yes.
It's about, okay, what is the right answer? Maybe I've got the right answer. Maybe I haven't. What else do I need to know? How do I get better? And ultimately, how do I win through my business being better?
Yeah, indeed. So if anybody, Janelle or S, would like to join the conversation, you're most welcome to. I feel we are coming to an end of this clubhouse. So we're always trying to make them short and sweet and to the point. But I really appreciate, Kathy, Janelle, and S, thanks for joining us. Kent on LinkedIn, amazing, fantastic that we've got some more people on here. That's what it's about, is connecting with more people and sharing and having a conversation, right? So don't forget.
Can we throw it out just before we close out?
Please.
Has anyone got any questions? Anyone got a situation or scenario that they just want to have a chat about? Maybe ask a question, or ask a question about our experience, and what if there's something that you're wanting to glean from experiences that we've had that might help you in a situation now. So if anyone's got a question there right at the moment, now's your opportunity to get some one-to-one coaching. So please pop your hand up and jump in and ask a question.
Indeed.
Not for me right now, but just to help others. If you had a customer that, or a supplier that you didn't feel was aligning with your values anymore, what would be the way that you would approach them to either let them go or to part ways? How would you do that?
You can go, Nick. We're both about to jump in at the same time, I feel.
So, hey, I'm a big believer in market forces, and I always I always look to where there should always be an equilibrium between, generally speaking, there should always be an equilibrium between where that customer is providing value back to the business and you're providing the equal or more value back to the customer. So that's always around the pricing and the service proposition. Because if you feel that you're not getting value, it's like a relationship, right? Like a business and a customer and supplier relationship is much the same as any kind of, personal relationship, where you've got to be looking to making sure that there's an equilibrium between the value there. So, where is that pricing and service proposition? Where does that point meet where you feel that you are satisfied by the relationship? So, i.e., in very simple terms, does it mean where does your price point, your service point need to be that you actually feel happy about that relationship again? Now, if there's simply just an absolute mismatch in terms of values, that could be an environmental issue or something like that, well, then you've got to make it really clear to the broader market what are the terms that your business is going to do. Your business is going to do business with the broader marketplace, not singling out a particular customer. But that's probably a less likely event. It's more so maybe that you've got a grumpy pants customer and you think that it's just too hard to do business with them. Well, there's got to be a price point where it makes sense to do business with that person. There could be terms, it's just adjusting all of the terms that you do business with. That's the debtor terms, the service availability, the price at which you do that. All of those things, come into consideration there, where you start to feel better about that relationship again. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
If we consider a supplier that you're using, somebody that's doing some work for you, I think one of the key things that you should always do at the outset is to determine what are the results you're looking for. What are the key metrics, KPIs, if you will. And if you put those in place at the very beginning and the end result doesn't meet that, well, you have absolute every right to refer back to that and say, hey, this is what we agreed on. This is what I've got, and it doesn't meet the mark. Either what can we do what can you do to rectify it? If it's untenable, well, then it maybe is an opportunity there to say agree that you need to part ways. But that is dependent on putting in what is your expectation of this supplier for your business. Now, if that hasn't been done, that can be challenging. But I'm a big believer. Pick up the phone, have a conversation, and if you still can't resolve it, well then, look at whatever contract you've got in place if you have one. Make sure there's not going to be any breach. If you need to get some advice, go get that. But otherwise, give them the written notice that might be in the contract. If it's 30 days, 14 days, whatever that time frame needs to be, and make sure that if they've got access to systems, that those things are managed appropriately. And really, it's picking up the phone and having a conversation with those suppliers to start the conversation about, well, the performance isn't meeting what was expected, and then going from there.
I think a good rule of thumb too there is always going back to self. Like, is the customer with that problem? Is the problem with that customer, or is the problem actually with your business and the structure? And that's what I always look at is, okay, this isn't working out. I'm unhappy with the way this is. So then, what is it that I'm not quite doing right? Is it maybe that I don't have the structure set up to deal with this client? Does that mean that I need to look at how the business is set up? Do I need more people in the business so that we can better service this customer? Is it a personality issue? How many of these types of customers are out there? And therefore, am I the problem that I don't get on with that type of customer? And do I need to get someone else in the business that is better suited to this customer relationship?
Yeah, well said. Thanks, Nick. Good question. Any more questions before we come to a close of this clubhouse? If anybody could hear that, my dog decided he would growl at something just at that moment. Oh, my goodness. Not happy about something. Goodness.
All
anyway.
right, well, nice talking to you, everybody.
Yes.
And when are we back again? again next, Joanne?
We are back Friday morning. Friday. Well, yes, tomorrow. You're exactly right. Around about 9 o'clock tomorrow, we'll be on all channels again, continuing, and it'll probably be a sales-focused conversation. So look out for that around about 9 o'clock.
Kicking the year off right and getting our sales right.
Indeed, indeed. So we look forward to chatting to you all then. And in the meantime, go check us out on navigatebiz.com. Please subscribe to YouTube. We are on a mission to get 1,000 subscribers. For any of those of you listening to it live or in the recording, please go to our YouTube channel. There's so much content there. Thousands of hours of people have been watching it, of viewers, but we want subscribers. So yeah, that's our goal. 1,000 subscribers. I saw that. Thank you, Kathy. That is awesome. It's just tick. Another one. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Remember, folks, if your business is not growing, it is shrinking. So make sure you're growing. Come and check out navigatebiz.com.
Indeed. Have a wonderful afternoon, and we'll see you soon tomorrow.
Thanks so much, everybody. Catch you later.
Ta-da.